Have you ever been to Crystal Lake? No, I'm not talking about the one with the mass murderer with mommy issues. But the actual Crystal Lake in Southern California. Me and my friend Alex decided to do a quick 1-hour road trip to Camp Crystal Lake in the San Gabriel Mountains. I've been to this mountain range tons of times with my friends growing up, and it's where I shot my Azusa Canyon video. Be sure to check that out. I've shot music videos with my friends here.
I'm saying you're gonna make it and you're gonna fall back into the fucking...
But there was always a problem. The road going further up was always closed, which obviously blocked us from going further up the mountain. It was always blocked until it wasn't. Me and my friend Alex knew that the road was going to be opened up, and so we decided to make the 1-hour long road trip to the Crystal Lake Campgrounds.
Like the bone itself. Oh my god, like, oh my god.
Along the way, we stopped and grabbed some breakfast burritos.
The burritos are bomb.
We snapped a few pictures at this moment because the view was honestly pretty beautiful. There was a nice frame I had in my head of the construction crews working in the dirt roads below us, and that's where we shot these. I shot these on Kodak Tx with my Nikon F3. I absolutely love the level of detail that you get on this film stock, and I honestly feel like it captures my attention more on black and white than if I were to have shot it on color film. What really draws me in on these shots are the foreground, midground, and background. Again, I feel like it's captivating in its own way. I love the midground of this shot with the details from the pipes running alongside the edge of the mountain. And I also really like that you can see the layer lines etched onto the side of the mountain. And these ridges here in the background give some nice symmetrical touches. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. But anyways, we still have Crystal Lake to see, so we continued our way up the mountainside.
Been up here once on my motorcycle, but like only like halfway is, you know, where like the bridge is? Yeah.
The lake dates back to the 19th and early 20th century when it actually used to be called Sycamore Flats because it was very famous for the 0 sycamore trees that were on the lake. I know you're asking, Ziad, why the f*** is it called Crystal Lake? The name Crystal Lake came about when the famous Judge Benjamin Eaton, yes, the Eaton of which Eaton Canyon was named after. All my Pasadena people know what's up. Anyway, Eaton saw the lake in 1887 and said, holy shit, it's clear as crystal. And thus, Crystal Lake was born. From 1907 to about the 1970s, Crystal Lake was used to film television series like The Singing Cowboys, which was essentially a black and white era television show that would feature cowboys, you guessed it, singing.
In the starry sky, somebody bigger than you and I.
You know, like the ones John Wayne and Gene Autry performed in the 1930s. In 1978, a big landslide demolished about a half-mile section of the Angeles Crest Highway, which made getting up the mountain pretty tricky. Now, today, Crystal Lake includes about a handful of campgrounds and a nice lake store nearby. Soon enough, we finally got to our destination. And it involved a little bit of hiking to get to the lake. But soon enough, we reached it.
And it's gray.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, let's not be too dramatic. The lake was beautiful, and the surrounding tree lines made for some really beautiful landscapes. But the water was definitely not swimmable like it was in the 1930s. People still fished here, which was cool to see. Anyways, while we were there, I walked around and I shot these. I don't know, these are okay. I feel like I kind of dropped the ball on these. I shot these on Ilford Hp5, and I feel like I've done this shot tons of times before, so I was a little disappointed with what I shot here. Don't get me wrong, I do like the composition in these shots, but definitely not my best work. Soon, I shifted my focus and I took some shots on my Mamiya Rb67.
Dude, your thing sounds beefy.
I don't have another medium format camera, so I had to make do with 30 pounds of pure camera shit on me.
Probably should have loaded this earlier.
I was gonna say, you should have done it at the truck.
The lake. Because I saw one over there too, I think when we were coming down. Over there, that white pipe.
Oh yeah? Look, and it follows the rocks.
Dude, that's actually kind of sick, the texture.
Yeah.
I wanted to change my camera lens to something a bit more zoomed in, so I wanted to bring in my 127mm lens on my Mamiya here, and I broke it. The problem is I tried switching the lens without having caught the shutter first, and I don't know how I made it this far owning a Mamiya Rb67, like 2-3 years now at this point, and changed my lens tons of times, and somehow I never knew you had to cock the shutter before switching the lens, and I tried to switch it forcefully, and I broke it. So the shots I got on my RB were pretty lackluster here. I shot these on expired Portra 200 and 400 120mm, and I know you have to meter for specifically for expired film, but I thought throw all caution to the wind and just shoot with pure instinct. And yeah, the photos didn't come out, whatever, we move on. We stopped by the lake store just to see what it looked like inside.
Just stopping by.
And the owner there was pretty cool. He talked to us about how during the winter times he can get snowed in and he could be stuck in his cabin for like a month with no human contact. And he said that was something he actually preferred.
It's kind of small though. It's like a kid's one.
Yeah. What is that? Cards?
For man.
Hey.
I shot some Polaroids here. At this point, it started getting really hot, so it was time to head back down the mountain, and homie said he knew a spot. We went down the mountain road, and there was actually this cool little side trail with a river running through it.
Nah. Take pictures though.
People were picnicking, swimming. It was honestly a pretty nice surprise. I don't know what I was expecting to see, but the water looked so fresh, and I wish I had brought something to swim in. While there, I snapped these. And some of these were a bit blown out. I'm showing you like the raw photo. I hardly ever edit my photos, so I'm just showing you straight up like what I saw, what I shot, and how the scans came back to me. I really dig these shots from the underpass area. The graffiti here looks amazing on Ilford. I should have exposed for the light that was actually coming out from the corner here on the left side. It is a bit blown out from here, but I figured I could always just crop it. And for my favorite shot is this river composition. I like that it's sort of blending, you know, nature and kind of human interference all at the same time. You have this beautiful wide shot of the river with all these trees and rocks, water flowing, and on the left-hand side, creeping in, you see the pillar from the underpass. It kind of feels like, despite all this beautiful nature scenery going on in the photo, you can't help but be drawn to this pillar with like the graffiti really pronounced here. So it's kind of like captivating in that way, in my opinion. And by this time it was just getting way too hot. The sun was absolutely beating down on us, and so we headed back home, down the mountain to civilization. I just want to give a shout out to my friend Alex, who is always down to go shooting with me. And shout out to all of you who have made it this far. It really does mean a lot, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.